Today we are reviewing another 20th anniversary Clone Wars Lego set. It's a UCS and it is the Venator, and I could not be any more happier, so let's get into today's video. Hello and welcome to Bricks and Toys. And today, like I said in the intro, we are doing an unboxing and a review of the new Lego Star Wars UCS Venator, or as they say, the Venator class Republic Attack Cruiser for long, not for short. We call it the Venator for short. Now, let's go and get today's build up on the table, and then let's get into it. There we go. There's the star of the show. And the star of the show is the set number 75367, coming in at 5,374 pieces. Now this set will set you back about 650 US dollars. And that is a lot of frickin' money. Like, you know, I know we have the AT-AT and the Millennium Falcon. They're about 850, but 650 is a lot. And one of the things I really want to say right off the top about the price of this is it only has a 12.1 cent price per piece average. And I know price per piece averages don't really matter, but I still like to use them to kind of put things into scope. And at 12.1, I honestly have to say that is really fairly priced. That's what we pay for the majority of Star Wars Lego sets. So that's all I'm going to say about price in this review. It's $650, but I do believe it is a really good value for what you are getting. After all, you are getting a Star Destroyer, Republic Attack Cruiser, whatever you want to call it, Big Mamma Jamma build. And that is, and to me, that is incredible. Now, as usual, I like to say what this build means to me. And ever since watching the third movie, Revenge of the Sith, and seeing that opening scene at the very beginning, you would see this ship. You also see this ship all throughout the Clone Wars. It's the Republic Attack Cruiser. I mean, it is what it is. You even saw a version of this when it turned into the Empire and they took all the red off and they made it all gray. This is the predecessor to the Star Destroyers that we're familiar with in the original trilogy movies. And it's really funny because right before this set came out, I was watching the prequels with my mom, showing her the movies for the first time, and I just couldn't help myself but to do that meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know that meme that goes right there? Because when I saw it on the opening screen, I was like, right there, October 1st, that's what we're getting. Now, unfortunately for us, October 1st wasn't the day we were able to get that set. We were able to get this set on October the 2nd. Lucky for us, they told us, hey, we only have 12 today, but tomorrow we might get more. You just got to get in line. So I was able to get in line and get this set, be the first one in the store, first one out of 7 people that were able to get it on the second day. So the availability of this set is quite difficult. Now, one thing that makes this a really special thing is for the channel. Now, the way that this is going down is like this. Right now, you guys have already seen parts 1 through 4 of where we have a good time. We film and we build this wonderful cruiser. You guys have already seen that. And I'm filming this before you guys have seen that. Isn't that kind of weird? But trust me, there's a method to my logic. Because I want you guys to watch the build for what the build is. And this video is the pure concentrated unboxing and review. So with that, let's go ahead, let's cut open this box, and let's get this show on the road, because I'm super curious to see how does it fill this entire giant box. So I'm going to kind of do this like I did with the Falcon. I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to get my cutters, and we're going to go right up the side. 3 nice pieces of tape, done deal. Now, I didn't see if there was a don't open here type thing. I don't think there is. No, not like with the Falcon. There is no don't cut here. Because on the Falcon it says don't open from this side, yet from this side. So we're going to open it up. And then drop it down. And we have what looks to be our first of 2 boxes. Or maybe our second of 2 boxes. So let's go ahead, let's shimmy and shake this first box out. Huh, that's weird, my box is actually broken. And what's funny is this box is actually new. As of today was the first time it's seen light since the factory. Because when I took this set home today, it was in a box. So this rip down here on this flap is kind of a factory mistake. So we're already getting those nice Lego mistakes right off the top. So this is going to be our first box right here. We got some really good images from the Clone Wars, kind of like in the opening scene of the 3rd movie on that side. And we have a good shot of it on this side. Other than that, nothing other than words, and then nothing on the back. And then we have our first box in the back, and we got it out like so. And what do we have on that? More images from the Clone Wars on that side. Oh, a big beautiful photo of the thrusters on that side. More words and nothing else. So with that, we have an empty box. We'll go ahead, we'll take this box down, put it outside, put it off to the side, because we are going to save this box. I don't usually save my boxes, but when they are the more expensive UCS sets, definitely want to save that. So now, let's open up box number 1. Let's just kind of like fumble around in there and see what we have. Again, let's just check that tape for instruction. I don't see any. Now, one thing that's really exciting about this is I think, the second that we've gotten in the last 3 years, of Clone Wars UCS sets. The first being the 2020 Republic gunship. And if I heard everything right through the rumor mill, I got to verify this information throughout the build, but I think the person that was involved in that build was also involved in this. And overall, the gunship is a pretty nice build. The designer couldn't help the fact of it being basically a hollow carcass of a build. That's what a gunship is. That's not his fault. So overall, they did a good job designing that set and making that set what it is. It's just that they couldn't help what it was. So just going on in, let's see what we have. We got bag 1, 6, 15, 22, 14, 9, 7, and then we have instructions. Okay, let's go into box number 2. Yep, right here. And again, just cut open the 2 pieces of tape. I'm not going to lay all these bags out because it's going to be almost 50 bags from what I've researched on this set. So I don't really want to go into that much detail on the unboxing. You guys don't really need all that. So we have a 35, 38, 29, and so on. So what they did with this build is box 1 is like the first half of the bags, box 2 is the second half. It's been a little bit of a while since Lego put that much detail into their packaging. If you guys did the UCS Millennium Falcon, you guys will know. I believe that was 3 or 4 boxes in one, and they had no particular order. It was 17 building steps, I believe, and multiple bags per step and all over the boxes. It was just crazy, and I think even some Harry Potter sets were like that, to where they had no particular order. But I really like the fact that Lego took the time here and did it to where the first half is in box 1, the second half is in box 2, because if you're taking your time building this, it's just nice to know that you could take out box 1 and sort that out, and that'll be your first step, and you could safely store box 2 sealed and not have to worry about losing any bags. So now let's dive into these instructions. And I have to say, it doesn't feel all that serious. It doesn't feel any different than a regular build. So I'm kind of curious to how these books are made up. So we do actually have 2 books and a sticker sheet. And that's it for that. Sticker sheet is pretty simple. It's a total of 5 stickers, 6 in total, 5 different types. There we have that. There we have that weird tan color sticker that everyone's kind of talking about. Honestly, guys, just put the stickers on. Once it goes onto the shelf, you're not going to be like focusing on it like, that's not right. You're only saying that because of the video you're making. So who cares? Put the stickers on. The only time stickers are a big deal is if like when we did the Gringotts Bank, Gringotts/TS Bank. That's when we can complain about the stickers, cut them and alter them, and fix it, because we actually see that. But once this is built, this is beyond top, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So we have book 1 with our QR code. Gotta scan that for our points. And the first book is, in total, 349 building steps and 255 pages. Let's see if it kind of gives us a breakdown. It does give us information about the build. And so far it just goes right into bag 1. So it doesn't break this down into stages of how many bags. So let's go to book 2 and see where it picks up at. So the first book is the first 12 bags. And then the second book goes into beginning at step 13. And then it finishes out at the back. Okay, I see this. Okay, I see how this is going down. Okay, I made a whoopsie, everybody, so hold on with me. So the second book does lead into a third book. And this one takes you up to 729 steps and 250 pages. So then I'm going to go into the next box. I believe it was this one right here. Take a better look and see if there's other books. Voila! Found it! This one is a lot thicker, and now this makes more sense for a 5,000 plus piece build. We have located 2 more books. Unlike on the prior box, these were on the bottom and not on the side. That's why I didn't see them in the beginning of this video. So there's that. And here we have book 3. And book 3 is going to kick us off at step 24. And take us all the way to, step 24. But it's going to take us through the next 1,189 building steps and 231 pages in that book. And then that leads us to our 4th and final book, which is going to be starting off at book 36, or step 36, and it completes the build at 1,543 steps total and 240 pages in this book. So this is a 1,500 page or step build over the period of, I think, about 49 bags, if I'm not mistaken. So I plan on doing this in a 4-part build series, which, like I said, you guys have already seen it to this point. And so that means every single day, I'm going to have to conquer one of these books for y'all. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to now lapse into that series, and then we'll be back here to review the set as a whole. Okay, guys, so how we're going to start the review is just by going in and taking a really good look at this amazing set. Just going over and showing you guys all the fine details. If you guys watched my build video, you guys will have seen this a little bit more while it was being done. So up on the top here, we have a center red stripe and some nice greebling done with the plates. We do have 2 stickers right there, along with 4 cannons or shooters, or whatever you want to call them, laser blasters right there. Some stripes on the side that are red. And then we go into the greebling on the side. I'm going to guess the blue are viewport windows. That is a docking bay right there with the door closed. And then we come down with more greebling. Here on the greebling we do have some cannons right there coming off the side. And more of the greebling. The plating on the bottom is pretty standard issue stuff, with the dock bay being right there where they can come up through the middle. And we got more color on the underside. Coming around and going in, we do have the red on the top. That signifies that this is like a captain ship or something of that nature. A lot of blue to indicate windows. Then coming around, all the greebling mimics one another. All the printed and sticker elements, well, the sticker elements right here, all mimic one another. Same 4 lasers, same windows, same layout. Same thing with all the greebling. Now, here, I finally get to say my joke, we finally have a Republic gunship that can actually be easily displayed. And that is in that loading bay. Coming down, we do have those 2 targets. And then, coming on in, another look at the bottom on this side. There's that lower part right there with more red on the underside. Coming around, let's get a look at that nice rear end with those ion thrusters on either side. And that completes that look of the ship. Now let's get to the desk and talk about it. Our other 2 sticker elements are on either side of right there. And as we go back to the dock, one good last look of it up close for you all. But let's not forget to take a look at that Captain Rex and that Yularen minifigure right there. And that plaque with the 20th Clone Wars. So, as I said in my prior video, if you are wondering how long this took me, 14 hours over 4 days. And I did not change my shirt at all. I promise. I wore it the whole time for continuity. And if you watch my other 4 videos, and you will know, Murray determined that that is a lie. So, the things that stand out to me the most about this ship that I want to talk to you about on this review segment is, let's start from the bottom and let's work our way to the top. At the bottom we have this lovely, lovely plaque. And in this plaque, it's printed just like the X-Wing. I think this is the second UCS set with a printed plaque. Pretty sure it is. So that's really nice that we're now getting these printed plaques. No more putting on a giant ass sticker on a plate that big. But the big star of the show at this is this Captain Rex minifigure. I guess we've only had him introduced one other time for another set. And I guess he's worth quite a bit of money. And they're saying that this one might devalue that one. We'll see in time. And maybe both of them will be worth something down the road once this set is no more and retired. We do have this Captain Yularen minifigure, but like I said before, we really don't care. And then, if we go back to Captain Rex, there is like a bandage on his head. I did want to point out that bandage does look like it signifies that he had his inhibitor chip removed, making him not fall to the orders of 66. So that is really good. I really do like this printed Clone Wars 20-year plaque. This is very similar to the one that we get with the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary plaques. And overall, the stand, well, the plaque holder is separate from the set. And that will lead us into the next thing, is usually these things can be built into the stand, but this stand on this one is quite special. with the stand on this, it is completely built into the Technic chassis of the build. This whole thing is pretty much a giant triangular cross of Technic beams galore. And the stand goes right up into it. It's one of the first things you build in the first book, and it is pretty reliable. The only thing is like I've noticed moving it around once I start putting some weight to it, is the stand is able to break off in chunks, but it's pretty easy to put back together. So if you do get this set and you want a third-party stand, you are going to have to take these back plates off here and these 3 plates up here in the front at the minimum to be able to get into this and pull out those studs or those friction pins and remove the stand and put it to how you want it. Now, is it easy to take apart this ship? Well, this is just laying on here and kind of held in with the front nose cone here, and so you would have to take the front off. There is 2 3-hole beams that sandwich these together on either side. So once you remove the 2 beams in the front, this is all loose again, and then you should be able to lift this up a little bit, shoot it straight out. And then you got to remove these 2 plates right here, which are held down by some studs on either side. And then you will have to carefully remove the 2 ball sockets without breaking them. And if you do, you would have to fix it on either side. And then the similar thing over here, ball sockets and some Technic pins and a rubber grommet hold these back pieces on. So you'd be looking at probably 10 minutes worth of work to remove the stand and put it back together. So that is one thing to keep in mind about the stand. Now, coming up, starting off at the back is beautiful. I am a huge sucker for that translucent blue to indicate the ion thrusters, but I can say there is quite a bit of sag I can already see going on. And as I showed you in the build video, I think episode 3 when we built these, it is really, and that just drives me a little bit nuts. Good thing is once this goes onto the shelf, we don't ever see that. But that is a very minor issue. The back is built really solid. I really like the feel of it. Going into the main bridge area, I like the windows and everything. It really puts it into perspective that this is really built toned down, kind of like the Titanic would be, or an architecture set. They really had to tone it down. Like these would definitely be viewing areas on attack and things of that nature. So there is that to keep in mind. There's a lot of hinge elements made here to put everything at a really cool angle. And there is a YouTube video out there talking about how you can turn all this red into a light bluish gray, basically this color, and make this look like the Imperial version that came at the end of, I believe, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he was looking out at the Death Star and Tarkin was there and all that good stuff. Now, in my honest opinion, that's not necessary because I think the red is just beautiful as it is. I really like how it really makes things pop. What do you say, Kat? Do you like how it makes things pop? He's like, all I want to do is bite the crap out of it and steal the little things that hang off the side. Well, not today, homeboy. Out of here. So to turn it down by replacing the red with all of the light gray would just be a disservice to this set. We have Star Destroyers. We have the Executor. We don't need another washed out gray Star Wars set. I like one color, mostly black, personally, but I do believe that the whole thing about Lego is being creative, and I really like when they take the opportunity to put creativity and put some color where it belongs in the Star Wars set. I don't really mesh well with this tan circle 1 or 6x6 sticker on either side, but I do believe it is somewhat accurate to the movies, so we're just going to roll with it. To finish off this video, I want to list if I have any gripes. And again, the only gripe that I really have comes down to the fact of it is going to be a little bit of a project for anybody who wants to use a third-party stand. What if you want to store this thing at an angle or hang it or do something weird with it? It is going to be a little bit of a project to take apart all of your work. and adapt a new stand to it and display it. For me personally, I'm just going to use the stand that it has. I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm very thankful for it. And I haven't tested this yet, but according to everything, you're supposed to be able to, yeah. Wow, the back is really heavy of this. Yeah, pick it up. Oh my Lord. Wow. So it is a little rear-ended heavy, but that is lifting of the ship. Wow. So there is a lot of confidence in moving this, and that's the last thing I really wanted to talk about. I don't have major criticism towards Lego. Lego is a square brick, and a lot of things in life are round. Like when you look at this center section here, there is some gaps, and it kind of looks unfinished up here at the nose. But with what they have to work with, that is the closest representation to the movie that they could give us. So I choose to overlook that fact. There is also a large gap back here. Just going to overlook it because it's Lego. I'm really thankful to be able to have a set like this, to the point of where I'm not comfortable picking out the small details. So on that one, everybody, that concludes this review. At 12.1 cents price per piece average, however you want to say it, it is one of the more reasonable sets. It does set you back about $650, so it does put you there with the $600 UCS Razor Crest. So when you have to make your decision on which one you want to go with, right here. But if you're looking for a bigger set, then the Razor Crest is a better value at $600 versus this being $50 more and about 1,000 less pieces. So that is one thing to keep in mind, but honestly, this is where it's at. Now that this set's built, I can honestly tell you why they were only able to give out 10 on average at a time at my Lego store, and they all were going within the first hour or the first minutes of being open. This set is remarkable, and for the majority of people that probably had to buy it, like us, it is worth the credit card setback debt, dinging in your credit until you pay it off. It is definitely worth it. So I do recommend it. I do love it, and I really think that if you love the prequels, love the Clone Wars, and you're on the fence about this should be a no-brainer, and you should definitely prepare your credit statement for a $650 impact. Or, like me, hopefully you have some points and you can get $200 off of this set, which is what I did. I walked out $480 out the door for this one. We have a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline. This is the biggest one. Like I said, I don't get these sets for free, and that's why we did about a 2-week review process on this set, is because it's time to be smart with my money and how I do things for the channel. So with that, I have a lot of cool stuff coming on down the pipeline. I believe up next we got I believe that we are doing the Viking Village Lego Ideas number 50, I believe, up next. And then after that, we're going to be fixing the Lego City finally. So if you guys want some of that Lego City destruction repair action or the review on the Viking Village, smash that subscribe button so you don't ever miss anything. And on that one, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you all have a good one. And now it's time for me to put this one away and move on. So thank you for enjoying the series, and have a good one.